Everybody go ahead and make sure your phones are muted. Or you're getting ready to roll.
50% through the loading.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, December 30th, 2024, 3 p.m. Welcome to the Jefferson County Health Department Board of Trustees meeting. We'll call this meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Big,
I am here.
Dr. Henry. Here. Ms. Stone. Here. Mr. Beal. Ms. Taylor. Here.
Quorum has been established. Mr. Deal is excused. He has family things going on. So our first order is, Ms. Henry, would you please read the mission, vision, and purpose?
Sure. The mission is to promote positive health outcomes through delivery of foundational public health services. The vision is a healthy Jefferson County, and the purpose of the health center is that JCHD is established, maintained, and operated for the improvement of health of all inhabitants of Jefferson County.
Thank you very much. Do I have an approval motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
First and second, is there any discussion on the matter? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no guests in the room today. We're going to move on now to the approval of the November 25th, 2024 meeting minutes.
I'm going to approve the minutes from November 25th. And I'll second it.
Having the first and second on the motion, is there any discussion? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the November 2024 expenditures, and I apologize, I don't have the actual amount, somebody does.
The checks are $9,449.
It's not the checks, it's the actual November expenditures. I apologize, let me get to it.
That's okay, I got it right here.
And what? That is it, isn't it? That is, I'm sorry.
Okay.
$90,449.81. Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
I have a first and second. Is there any discussion on the matter? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Not hearing any, motion carries. Approval of the November 2024 electronic payments for $479,005.73.
So moved.
I second it.
Having a first and second, is there any discussion on the motion? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Now we have pre-approval of the January 2025 electronic payments for $247,000.
I make a motion.
Second.
Having a first and second, is there any discussion on? Not hearing, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on the agenda is the director's report from our executive director. Thought I'd point that out.
I appreciate it. So really, the one item I have that I wanted to discuss, and Kristen is not here today, but hopefully I can explain this well enough. At the November 23rd meeting, I believe, Kristen gave a review of the audit that we had done on our finances. And the next day, we received a letter from that auditing firm that they had been audited. So, which is good. And they found an issue, a slight issue with the audit. And so we received this letter telling us of what the issue is. It's a deficiency, but it's not called a, it's a deficiency is what they found. And what had happened is in 2023, our expenditures exceeded the approved budget by $635,736. And the reason this occurred was that we drew down, 1.9 million for our new building. And when we drew that out of reserves, what we're supposed to do is approve an updated budget. We approved the draw from reserves, but then we didn't update our budget. So our budget showed a deficiency in funds from what we actually spent. So apparently this was an oversight that they caught at like 15 other agencies did something like this. It's just that when we pull money out of reserves or we update something, we need to update our budget to reflect that change.
The
So,
overall budget for the building or the budget for the entire,
the entire
the
budget.
annual budget that
Yeah.
we approved? Okay,
Yeah, was not.
So we approved to spend the money, we just didn't have the budget
right.
Yeah,
process changed.
yeah, there was nothing done. It was just that we should have made one more step and then approved the budget change with pulling that money over. So it was the timing of it, they'd already sent, and they got their letter, and so they updated us, and I just wanted to inform. I had talked to Tim about it earlier and felt like we needed to bring it into the board. If you have more questions on that, Kristen's out this week, but we can pull her in, or even at next board meeting if we want to discuss it more. And I have the letter with me, if someone, yeah, you should have copies in your.
Yeah, I mean, it really just comes down to a process issue.
Yeah.
Is what occurred. You know, there wasn't anything nefarious because the board authorized for that money to be spent.
Yeah,
So it's just a process that the budget didn't get, it didn't reflect it in the budget itself that this occurred. So even though there was other documentation that it did.
Do we have to go back and approve it, or it's just?
It's move forward on that.
yeah, it's just. So anyway, that's all I had. I just wanted to bring you up to date on that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, so there are no comments for the public. Looking back in, sorry. Building updates, you wanna talk about that or
Yeah,
real quick?
so I believe we're all still on to go tour the building after this. And so it should look a lot different than when we were last there. Because they are painting walls, they're hanging cabinets. I would assume by now the clinical areas probably has all the cabinets up. The restrooms, when I was there last, the tile was being completed. And then they should be installing the fixtures in the restroom at this time. We have our HVAC unit is running, our heat and air unit is running. And one issue with that, and Tim and I talked with the contractor on this, they asked that we go ahead and turn on the main heating unit to get the building up to temperature in order to start laying the floor coverings. And once you turn the unit on, your warranty starts. So what we decided to do is buy an extra year of the warranty. And during the time that Brock Miller is occupying, they will cover their part of that warranty. That way, once we move in, we will still have over a year of warranty left on the unit. So we felt like it was the best thing to do and went ahead and worked with them on that. So, we're gonna go over right after this meeting is completed and take a tour. I think I'll even be surprised at how much more I hope of what they have done, but it's starting to take shape. We're making final, again, I'm still waiting on a dollar amount on our furniture selection. Haven't received that.
Getting a little late in the game here.
Yeah, I sent another email to the architect saying, I think, we need to do this, because it seems like it's getting kind of close to the window.
Yes, it is.
Closing on that, and I may try to call tomorrow and talk to him and
You
see.
may be on cardboard boxes.
Yeah, so I don't know what the holdup is on that. But according to the contractor, we are still on track for the April completion, when they will be done. So. Any questions on the board of the building? Okay, that's all I have.
Alrighty. All right, so let's jump right into the new business, approval of the Jefferson Franklin Community Action Corporation WIC lease. Can I have a motion for that approval?
I make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I second it.
All right, first and second discussion points. Steve, do you wanna give a quick overview of this?
This is a lease. We went ahead and asked Christie to review this lease.
We are leasing to them, correct? They're leasing from.
Space in our Arnold location, and we have been leasing it to WIC. Oh, how long now? I didn't even think, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so it's been working really well to have them in our location in Arnold. So it's just an extension. Again, Christie looked at this lease and the other lease that we're gonna take a look at. And I feel like it's a good thing to continue that relationship.
Any questions? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next on the business is approval of the Scottish Rite lease.
Same thing, Arnold, okay, we're gonna have the.
I'll make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, first and second discussion point. Steve, you want to give an overview?
Again, the locations in Arnold, they haven't been there quite as long as WIC, but this is a very unique program that we have in our facility. With helping children with speech needs. They do this program in our office. I'm not sure the number of clients that she sees, but several.
She does give us a report at the end of the year, so you'll be able to see that on our annual report.
Again, I think it's a good thing to continue this partnership with Scottish Rite.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Not hearing any, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Carries. That. Percent aye, approval of the 2025 employee performance raises. I have a motion for these. Okay, we have a motion to approve, we have a second. Should we discuss
I'll
it?
second.
We have a first and a second. Questions, discussion points, Steve, you want to give an overview, or, I mean, we'll kind of beat this to death.
Now, this is separate from the compensation. This is their merit raise based on performance,
Okay,
which we just completed all the performance reviews. The amount that we're looking at should not exceed $161,244.
this is in the budget, correct?
This is in the budget, right?
Nice little this year.
We'll work out the final amount. It should not exceed, this is based on the highest amount possible. So all employees get a yearly review. The supervisors and managers look at those, and Eddie and I also review those. Then we discuss with the managers what the compensation, the raise should be. So those are given to Kristen, and she comes up with a breakdown of raises.
There's a 4% max, right? That number it is?
Well, we're doing the new scale,
Right.
so it's a little bit different. No, it's not,
A percentage, it's a scale.
it's the scale.
Gotcha.
Steve, I have a question real quick. As part of the comp study, did they align the rubric that you guys used for your evaluations with the job descriptions?
Yes,
Very good.
yeah, that was the first phase with the job descriptions. We had to go through all those individually.
Right, but then did the evaluations change to reflect that we were evaluating them based on the duties that they have in their newly revised job descriptions?
Yes,
Okay,
Correct.
thanks.
this is the yearly merit raise, not the compensation study.
Any other questions? Not hearing any, All in favor for the 2025 employee performance raises, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, next on our agenda is considering an act on the executive director's recommendation on all fleet insurance bids. This has been somewhat of a circus.
Yeah, so we did not receive any bid.
Do I have a,
Well,
I'll make a motion.
yeah, first, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, now carry on. We have first and second on the matter. Go ahead.
we did not receive any sealed bids. If you can remember in November, we lost our coverage through Hartford and had to do a special meeting. And we went to MoPerm. They covered it. They gave us a 14-month bid, but we went ahead and paid for the last 2 months. And Christie felt like with the amount that we were doing, we need to go out for bid on that for this year. So we did advertise in the newspaper. We did not receive any bids. So I would like to go ahead and continue with MoPerm. I thought that they had come back with a little bit higher bid, but we finally got word back from MoPerm. It's actually less than I think it was $61,254 that we approved at the special meeting. And actually it came in at $58,875 is what our auto insurance will be for 2025. So I guess we probably ought to go ahead and approve that amount for our fleet insurance next year.
So your recommendation is to continue or to go on with MoPerm,
Correct.
and this is for a 1 year.
Be 1 year. Correct. Now, if I understand correctly, we won't need to go out for bid if we continue with MoPerm in 2026.
That's correct.
So what is the amount again? $58,875.
$875.
So there's a motion. We have a first and second. Is there any discussion matter with Steve on the motion to accept MoPerm's pricing? Don't really have much of a choice.
Yeah.
Not hearing any further discussion points, all in favor of accepting MoPerm for $58,875 for vehicle insurance, please say aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? Motion carries. All right. Entertaining topics for the next agenda. Does anybody have anything they'd like to have on the January agenda? Besides the normal stuff. All right. Do we have a need for closed session?
Yeah.
Ms. Coleman?
Yeah.
You got any
Yes,
else?
I have a 2-minute update for you.
Okay, will we need to come back to
No.
live, report out anything? All right. So we're gonna go into closed session. We will not be back because there will be nothing to report out to the live audience. So somebody want to make a motion to go into a closed session, please?
I make a motion, we're in a closed session.
Pursuant to 610.021, confidential and privileged communications between board members, trustees, and Darius County or its representatives and attorneys, hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting employees. And discussion and closed discussion on the record and records that are protected from disclosure by law. Do I have a second to that?
I second.
Having a first and second, is there any discussion on the matter? Not hearing any, roll call, please.
Mr. Pig,
Yes.
Dr. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Stidham,
Yes.
Mr. Deal, Ms. Taylor.
Yes.